What if you could get a lot stronger without getting a lot bigger? Because that's what most people want. Strength, athleticism, and muscle, but without looking like a competitive bodybuilder. And that's exactly what made me curious about Navy SEALs, because most of them look surprisingly normal, yet they're ridiculously strong. So I went looking for the reason why, and what I found was a workout almost nobody talks about. And the best thing about it is you can start it now at home. The workout follows a 4-day per week schedule. Day 1 is all about push and conditioning. You start with 5 sets of push-ups and do as many reps as you can in 1 minute. Take 90 seconds of rest between sets, then move on to dips, 4 sets of 8 to 12 reps. After that, 3 sets of shoulder presses. 8 to 10 reps is the minimum. After that, follow up with burpees, and look, this is where things start getting spicy. I say this not because I mixed hot chili sauce with my chicken and rice today, no. I say this because I'm talking about Navy SEAL burpees, not the regular ones. A standard burpee is already hard enough to build serious strength, but the SEAL version throws in a push-up at the bottom and a tuck jump at the top. 5 sets of 5 with 60 seconds of rest for this. But Baron, that's way too much volume for a guy like me. Yeah, look, don't worry about that. That's what the full Navy SEAL version looks like. You can follow the SEAL's single set principle instead. Just do 1 set of each movement, but give it maximum effort. That way, the original workout and this version end up doing the same thing, building unreal strength. So from this point on, I won't keep talking about volume because, honestly, it'll just confuse things. Now, day 2 is the complete opposite movement pattern, so start with pull-ups and again, take 90 seconds of rest between sets. Then move on to dumbbell rows. Next comes core work, and trust me, the SEALs take this part seriously. First, sit-ups, then plank holds, then the farmer carries. 4 rounds of 40 meters each. You would do 1 more round for the maximum distance you can manage. And if you don't know what a farmer carry is, it's pretty simple. You pick up 2 heavy dumbbells and walk. That's it. Sounds way too simple to matter, right? But your grip, your core, your posture, and your shoulders are all working at the same time. After day 2 ends, the pure conditioning phase begins. Day 3 begins. No weights today, baby! Day 3 is where your cardiovascular system gets built. First is interval running. 1 round, but cover the maximum distance you can. Then, Navy SEAL burpees again, and to finish the workout, air bike sprints. This day looks simple on paper, and to be honest, it is the hardest day of the week, because this is where your cardio gets absolutely humbled. Anyway, now let's go to the last day, day 4. This one is all about legs and endurance. You'll do squats, lunges, good mornings or Romanian deadlifts, and step-ups. But remember, just 1 set of maximum effort for each. Then you finish with a 30 to 40 minute easy run or ruck walk. And if you listened carefully, like you should, you'll see a pattern. Every leg day ends this way. Strength first, then endurance. Your legs learn to keep working when they're already tired, and that's the whole point. Okay, Baron, that looks like a good workout, but I'm still not getting it. Why does this style of training make you stronger without making you bigger? Exactly where I was about to go next, and this all comes down to your nervous system. Before I explain it, I just want to quickly mention there is a code hidden in this video as always. It gets you all of my workout and stretching books for free. Link is in the description. Anyways, when you first start direct strength training, something pretty interesting happens. Your strength shoots up fast, but your muscles don't really get any bigger. Well, they are still growing, but not exactly like when you do muscle group focused training. In fact, research shows that during the first 2 to 6 weeks of training, most of your strength gains come from your nervous system, not from muscle growth. What happens is your brain gets better at recruiting muscle fibers, firing them faster, and coordinating them more efficiently. Imagine it like a Wi-Fi router. The hardware didn't change, the signal just got better. Okay, I know that's not a perfect example, but you get the idea. And that's called neural adaptation. It's the exact mechanism behind the SEAL style of training. One study compared training with 80% of 1 rep max versus 30%. Both groups built a similar amount of muscle, but the heavier group showed much greater neural adaptation. In other words, more strength from the same amount of muscle. And that's exactly what this workout is designed to do. Ah, okay, that's pretty convincing. But I still have one problem. This workout doesn't look that different from the stuff people do to get huge. That's fair, and honestly, that's where most people get confused. It's not really about the movements, it's about the training style. Bodybuilders train for size, lots of muscle isolation, lots of volume, and as much visible muscle as possible. Powerlifters train for a huge 1 rep max, pure force, but often at the expense of endurance and mobility. SEALs, on the other hand, train for strength, muscle, and endurance all at the same time, and a bodybuilding program simply isn't built for that. Think of it like two companies fighting over the same resources. Hypertrophy training and neural training pull in different directions. You can't fully maximize both at the same time. The SEALs picked their side. Now you've got the workout, and you understand the science behind it. But here's the part almost everyone misses. You can follow this exact program perfectly and still wreck your progress at the dinner table, because what SEALs eat is just as surprising as how they train. SEALs typically eat 4 to 5 meals a day, and that sounds pretty insane if you ask me. The official nutrition guide calls it maintaining a constant blood sugar level and avoiding the energy roller coaster, because if your energy crashes halfway through training, your performance crashes right along with it. And honestly, that makes sense, but here's the interesting part. SEALs build almost every meal around one simple rule. 1 part is fat, 2 parts is protein, 3 parts are carbs. In real numbers, that's roughly 50% carbohydrates, 30% protein, and 20% fat. And if you want to keep this simple, just take a quick look at your plate before you eat. About half should be carbs, like rice, oats, or fruit. Around a third should be protein, and the rest is fat. Now let's talk about timing. Protein goes in right after training. That's when your muscles are actively looking for recovery fuel and can actually put it to use. And according to the SEAL Nutrition Guide, loading up on big carb meals right before bed isn't the best idea. It can make fat storage more likely. So the system is actually pretty simple. Carbs before training for energy, protein after training for recovery, and don't forget hydration. That's a big one. The recommendation is about 4 quarts of water a day, and try to drink before you feel thirsty, because once you're thirsty, you're already playing catch up. And that's it for today. That's how they build serious strength without chasing size. Shout out to this comment. And if you're interested, you can sign up for my free newsletter. I love writing, so I do it in my free time and put some surprises in there as well because I really appreciate everyone who watches my videos. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.